Mind Body Disturbance Technique. This is one of the most underrated jutsu in Naruto. The Mind Body Disturbance Technique. This thing barely gets any screen time, but it's actually kinda crazy when you think about it. It's a hidden gem from the Yamanaka clan, and we saw Ino's dad use it back when Orochimaru attacked the Leaf Village. So, what does it do? This jutsu lets you hijack someone's nervous system using chakra. That means you get to fully control their body while still chilling in your own. And that's exactly what makes it different from the mind-body switch technique. That one requires you to send your entire consciousness into the enemy, leaving your own body wide open like a sitting duck. Big risk, big reward. But mind-body disturbance? Nah, you stay safe while messing with your opponent from a distance. The real power of this technique is chaos. You can confuse the heck out of your target and even turn their own allies against them. And, with enough training, you could potentially control multiple people at once. Imagine turning an entire squad into your personal puppets. Now that's OP. Bro, Inoichi literally just stood there and made his enemies run around killing each other. Like, that's wild. But hold up, it's not just about simple mind control. This technique can actually be fine-tuned to mess with specific body functions. We're talking about disrupting someone's vision, hearing, or even their ability to use chakra. A high-level user could take this to the next level, controlling individual movements, triggering reflexes, or forcing opponents into complex actions without fully taking over their body. In real combat, mind-body disturbance technique is broken. It's perfect for dealing with multiple enemies or getting out of tight situations, and the psychological effect is even worse. Imagine knowing exactly what's happening, but not being able to stop your own body from moving. That level of helplessness is just so terrifying. And let's be real, the Yamanaka clan is criminally underrated. These guys can sense chakra at insane levels, invade minds, read memories, steal jutsu, control people, break their spirits, and even talk to thousands of people at once. That's insanely. Oh, and let's not forget the moment Ino straight up saved the entire Shinobi Alliance. Naruto B. Everyone. She used mind transfer jutsu on Obito for a split second, knocking his aim off and preventing a tailed beast bomb from wiping them all out. Like, come on, if you had a clan with this level of spiritual power, you'd better protect them at all costs. No debate. If you've made this far, I want to thank you all for helping us reach 4,000 subscribers at the moment. We really appreciate your support of our channel. Our next goal is 10,000, and while we know there's always room for improvement, your feedback means a lot to us. We still need your support, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it. Thank you for enjoying our video. Now, prepare your chakra and follow us. Drunken Fist. Alright, so Drunken Fist isn't actually a jutsu. It's more like a wild, unpredictable fighting style that Rock Lee just kinda stumbled into. Basically, when Lee gets even a little alcohol in his system, he enters a completely different state of combat. His movements become totally random, impossible to predict, and on top of that, his speed and strength get a massive boost. The first and only time we see this go down is during his fight with Kimimaro. Dude thought he was drinking some kind of medicine, but plot twist, it was actually Tsunade's booze. And just like that, Drunken Lee was born. So why is this technique so busted? Well, alcohol basically removes the brain's natural restrictions on physical power. Normally, your brain limits how much muscle strength you can use to keep you from tearing yourself apart. But when Lee is drunk, no more safety limits. He taps into 100% of his raw strength, making him an absolute menace in battle. In real fights, the true power of Drunken Fist is its unpredictability. Most ninja rely on reading their opponent's movements to block and counter. But with Drunken Fist, good luck with that. The moves are so random that even Sharingan and Byakugan users would have a hard time keeping up. That's a massive advantage, especially against enemies who depend on visual jutsu or reaction-based defenses. So why isn't this technique used more often? Well, because it's absolute chaos. Might Guy, Lee's teacher, straight up banned him from using it, and for two big reasons. First, Lee loses all control. He becomes a danger not just to his enemies, but also to his own teammates and himself. Second, relying on alcohol to unlock this state goes against everything Guy teaches about discipline and self-mastery. But here's the thing. What if Lee could master it? If he could find a way to control Drunken Fist without needing a bottle of booze, this could easily become one of the deadliest taijutsu techniques in Naruto. Think about it. Insane strength, ridiculous speed, and completely unpredictable attacks. At that point, the only way to deal with him might be using absolute defenses, like Susanoo, just to survive. Kikaichu no Jutsu. Now, bug-based combat. The Aburame clan's fighting style is seriously slept on in Naruto. Their whole deal revolves around a unique symbiotic relationship with Kikaichu, tiny chakra-eating insects that live inside their bodies from birth. In exchange for feeding on their chakra, these bugs become their ultimate weapon. Now, I get it. The Aburame clan didn't get much screen time, but when they did, their abilities were straight up insane. They could extract poisons from the body, jam sensory techniques by flooding the battlefield with a swarm of chakra-disrupting insects. And in a world where intel and sensory perception can decide a war, that is a game changer. These bugs also can cover a massive area, gather intel, track targets, and even attack a specific enemy by following their chakra trail. Basically, if the bugs get on you, it's game over. And here's the scary part. Some of these bugs don't just eat chakra, they eat flesh. The moment they latch onto you, it's only a matter of time before you're gone. Unless you've got some broken teleportation jutsu like Minato, or an entire alternate dimension to escape into like Obito, you're not getting away from a full-scale Aburame attack. And now, imagine these insects being genetically modified to carry Sasori-level poisons. One tiny bite, and you're out. No big explosions, no flashy hand signs, just a slow, quiet, inescapable death. That's Aburame-style combat. Now, let's talk about insect clone technique. People always compare it to Naruto's Keiji Bunshin, but that's not really fair. Unlike shadow clones, which disappear when hit, insect clones can reform instantly, or launch an attack the moment they're destroyed. Imagine fighting a clone, breaking it, and then suddenly getting swarmed by 1,000 bloodthirsty bugs. Nightmare fuel. At the end of the day, the full potential of insect-based jutsu was never really explored in Naruto. The Aburame clan, especially Shino, represents a completely different combat philosophy. Silent, strategic, and terrifyingly efficient. They don't go around making a big show of their power, but if used correctly, their jutsu could neutralize some of the strongest enemies with almost no effort. The only reason people don't hype them up is because Shino barely got any screen time. If he had been in more major fights, there's no doubt that the Aburame clan would be ranked among the most powerful in the series. Think about it. If developed further, this ability wouldn't just be a support technique. It could completely shut down even the best sensors, wreck enemy strategies, and if combined with genjutsu, could feed enemies false information, leading them into traps, or making them attack the wrong target. That's some elite-level mind games right there. Their insect-based techniques aren't flashy like Rasengan, or destructive like Chidori, but trust me, they're OP in their own way. Scorch style, super steam. Kill. Alright, let's talk about one of the most underrated yet terrifying jutsu in Naruto. Scorch style, super steam kill. Shakutan, Kajosatsu. This Kekkei Genkai is a deadly mix of fire and wind chakra, and the only person we've seen using it is Pakura from the Sand Village. Now, the way this jutsu works is straight up horrifying. Pakura generates superheated orange spheres of steam that float around her or can be launched at her enemies, but the insane part is that these things don't burn you like regular fire jutsu. Nope, they suck every single drop of water out of your body in seconds. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Edo Tensei Pakura used this technique to wipe out so many ninjas of allied shinobi forces, leaving them nothing but dried up husks in an instant. Overpowered? Absolutely. Unlike most jutsu that rely on overpowering the enemy's chakra, Super Steam Kill ignores all of that. It doesn't care how much chakra you have, it just dehydrates you to death. That's next level broken. Now, Amaterasu can be sealed or extinguished, but this goes straight for your biological survival limit. Even Jinchuriki, like Naruto or Killer Bee, with all their insane chakra reserves, still need water to live. That means they're not immune to this technique. Now imagine if this jutsu was refined and upgraded. Instead of an instant kill, What if the user could control the dehydration rate? They could weaken enemies over time, making them easier to capture or interrogate. And if someone with monstrous chakra reserves mastered it, they could scale it up to affect an entire battlefield, draining an entire army in a matter of seconds. When it comes to real-world combat, Super Steam Kill is a straight-up instant kill that doesn't give the enemy any chance to fight back. Now, here's the unfortunate part. This jutsu never got the credit it deserves. Pakura's limited screen time and her position as a secondary character left this technique flying under the radar. But if a main character had it, it would be one of the most feared techniques in the Naruto world. I'm talking about right up there with Rasengan, Chidori, or even Amaterasu. This shows that Kishimoto created a rich, complex world of jutsu filled with powerful techniques, but not all of them were fully explored in the main story. Super Steam Kill is a perfect example of that. So, it's not the flashiest jutsu that wins the battle, but the most lethal one. That's where the true terror lies. Gentle Step, Twin Lion Fists. Gentle Step, Twin Lion Fists is a secret technique from the Hyuga clan, and if you ask me, it's Hinata's ultimate flex. This technique symbolizes her growth and progress in martial arts. Basically, you focus a massive amount of chakra into both hands, and boom, you form two purple-blue lion-shaped chakra constructs that wrap around your fists. It's kind of like giving your fists a chakra-powered lion armor. Now, here's where things get interesting. Unlike the regular Gentle Fist, which just targets specific tenketsu points, this one goes all in. Not only does it block chakra points, but it also smashes directly into the opponent's internal organs, causing double damage, inside and out. It's way more dangerous than your regular Gentle Fist, making it a serious threat even to opponents with strong physical defense. This technique has crazy potential if developed properly. First up, the internal damage of Gentle Step Twin Lion Fists can be taken to the next level by increasing chakra density. This would let the user hit deep into vital organs like the heart, lungs, or brain without needing to land a precise blow. And if you mix this up with a high-level Byakugan, you can spot and target weak points deep inside the enemy's body from a long distance, turning this technique into a mid-range weapon instead of just a close combat move. And not to forget, it also has the ability to destroy and drain chakra, so not only can it disable an opponent, but it could also steal their energy. In actual combat, Gentle Step Twin Lion Fists would be an absolute beast, but it's often underrated. It's one of the few techniques that really combine and unlock the full potential of taijutsu. The downside though, the moment it got shown off, Hinata used it against Pain. Now, we all know, at that time, her power was far from peak, and Pain was just on another level. So yeah, it kinda got overshadowed. Sage Art, White Rage Technique. Sage Art, White Rage Technique is one of the most mind-blowing jutsu in the Naruto world, especially when you think about how practical and versatile it is in real combat. This technique, used by Kabuto Yakushi in his Sage mode, allows the user to summon a mystical white dragon from their mouth, carrying a ball of pure energy in its claws. When the dragon wraps around the ball and activates, it unleashes a blinding flash of light and a sonic wave that sends shock waves through the air. Now, the combo of these effects isn't just about causing a little chaos. The flash and sound wave temporarily blind and deafen the opponent, while the physical vibrations actually paralyze their body. So yeah, it attacks 3 senses at once: sight, hearing, and touch. Talk about a triple threat, right? In actual battle, the White Rage technique is insanely valuable tactically. It's one of the few jutsu that can completely disable an enemy without even having to get close. Plus, the fact that it can attack multiple senses at the same time makes it a nightmare for any ninja who relies on sensory jutsu, like those with Sharingan. Yup, Sharingan won't help you see through thick mist, and even Rinnegan can't dodge that kind of sensory overload. Even the strongest ninjas need at least one sense to fight effectively, and when all of them get paralyzed, they become ridiculously vulnerable. But here's the kicker. This technique doesn't burn through a ton of chakra, which means it can be used multiple times in long, drawn-out battles. Now, in tight spaces like caves or forests, the effect of this technique can actually get even stronger. The sound waves bounce off surfaces and create a resonance effect, making it even more devastating. So, want to escape the effects of this jutsu? You'll need to close your eyes, plug your ears, and basically turn into liquid to avoid the damage it dishes out. Good luck with that. Honestly, we can't keep underrating Kabuto's power. Ignoring White Rage technique isn't just a plot mistake. It shows how much untapped potential there is in Sage techniques outside of Mount Myoboku. This technique is proof that Ryuchi Cave, where Kabuto learned Sage mode, holds techniques that are just as powerful as the more famous ones, but they're still waiting to be fully explored. In a world where battles are often won by raw strength or Ijutsu, White Rage technique shows how a smart and subtle technique can outplay the competition and secure victory for its user. Demonic Mirroring Ice Crystals. Okay, Demonic Mirroring Ice Crystals. Ever heard of it? It's a jutsu used by Haku, and honestly, it showed up right at the beginning of the Naruto series, so it kind of went unnoticed. But this technique is way stronger than people give it credit for. When activated, Haku can move between these mirrors at near instantaneous speed, turning each mirror into a launch point for attacks. The cool part is this jutsu mixes two types of chakra, water and wind, to create ice, Ayoten, a rare Keki Genkai that comes from the Yuki clan, a clan that's almost extinct. Each mirror doesn't just reflect Haku's image, it actually lets him merge with the ice, zipping between the mirrors faster than anyone's eyes can keep up with. The point is, demonic mirroring ice crystals isn't even close to reaching its full potential. What we saw in the battle on the Great Naruto Bridge was just a taste. If someone experienced with tons of chakra got their hands on this technique, the possibilities would be endless. You could increase the number of mirrors, expand the range, or even create multiple mirror domes to control an entire battlefield. If Haku had survived and kept training, he could have taken this technique to the next level. Think shifting mirror shapes, resizing them, or even making small mobile mirror shards that could chase you down. Unfortunately, Kishimoto never gave us a chance to see the full scope of what Haku could have done with this technique. Such a pity. In a real fight, this technique is just freaking useful. When you're trapped inside the House of Mirrors, you're dealing with a situation that's nearly impossible to escape from. Attacks are coming at you from every direction at super fast speeds, and there's no blind spot. Even Sasuke, with his newly awakened Sharingan, could barely keep up, let alone block the attacks effectively. What makes this jutsu so cool is that it's perfect for both offense and defense. The mirrors aren't just used for movement, they're also incredibly durable shields, tough enough that normal fire can't melt them down. So yeah, trying to attack or escape from someone who has this technique is pretty much a nightmare. The thing is, Makyo Hayosho didn't get enough love, and that's not because it's weak. It's just that it showed up too early in the series, back when chakra and jutsu were still simple concepts. If it had been introduced during Shippuden, there's a good chance it would have been developed into something seriously terrifying. It's no surprise that Haku was feared and isolated. This jutsu alone gives him an edge. This shows that Kishimoto designed a jutsu system with so much potential right from the start. But sometimes he overlooked these precious gems that were planted early on for the sake of the plot. Sexy no jutsu. According to highly reliable sources, trust me bro, 99% of humans love beauty. That's exactly why, in the Naruto universe, there's a low-rank jutsu that somehow works way too well. Sexy no jutsu. It's technically just a transformation jutsu, an E-rank technique. But guess what? It has taken down some of the strongest ninjas out there. Iruka, knocked out. Ebisu, KO. The third Hokage, defenseless. Even Jiraiya, the self-proclaimed ultimate perv, lost his focus. And let's not forget Kaguya. This woman was fully locked in, Byakugan at max power, ready to destroy everything. And then, boom, a squad of handsome guys appears, naked, and suddenly she's shook. Byakugan, deactivated. I have never seen her look that gentle before. At this point, I think we can all agree. The biggest weakness of a ninja isn't genjutsu, it's hormones, or as I like to call it, the art of simping. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.